Welcome back into our intermission report here on Time Warner Cable Sports as the Binghamton Senators tonight taking on the Toronto Marlies here in Binghamton. I'm Grady Whittenburg, joined by my intermission guest here, Jim O'Brien at the Binghamton Senators. And Obi, certainly a great start for you personally this year, and just want to get your thoughts on that, and we'll play it back into what happened last year in your first professional season in just a moment. But very productive so far, and you and Eric Condra quite the tandem, and no matter who they put with you guys play so well so far.
We've been playing real good lately. It's puck seems to be going in and working good with my line mates, so hopefully we can keep it up.
Well, Kirk Kleinendorf, the Binghamton Senators head coach, he talks about you. The phrase he uses a lot when your guys' names come up during our pregame visits on our radio broadcast, honest players. What does that mean to you when you hear a comment like that?
It means a lot. It means that we pride ourselves in the small things in the game, just not cheating the offense and just really doing our part and making sure that we're good defensively and trying to do everything, and not just only trying to score.
Well, certainly success seems to evolve from playing defense first, and this year obviously seeing the rewards, focusing on that defense, but yet the offensive production for you and Eric as well has been right up there. You've scored some key goals so far this year, had a pair in Sunday's 5-0 win over the Syracuse Crunch. What's been the biggest turnaround early on here when compared to the 60-some-odd games you appeared in last year with Binghamton?
I think the biggest thing was, last year it was a first year pro. Didn't really know what to expect coming in. It was a little bit harder than I thought, and I kind of went home and really worked on my game. Came in more ready to play this year, and just kind of got at it right away.
Is there a difference? Obviously, Klein endorsed in his first season as coach of the Binghamton Senators. Last year, your rookie season played under head coach Don Knockbauer. And rolling into that as well, primarily your time last year in which you scored 8 goals. You've had 7 already this season. 8 goals primarily coming from fourth-line duty where it was tough. And nothing against the players you were skating with, but for a guy that has some offensive talent, it's hard to display that when you're put in that role.
Last year, I played a lot of fourth line, and in this league, the fourth line, it's kind of, you're not really out there to score goals. It's not your job to. It's to go out there and provide energy and kind of give the team a lift emotionally. And, last year that's the role I was put in, and that's what I tried to do.
Talk about this year, how it's kind of turned around, and how much does the coach play into that with Kirk Kleinendorf's style, and how has he maybe brought out the best of you so far?
He's given me a chance. He's put me with good players. He's putting me out there in situations where I can score and have some success, and he's kind of given me a little bit of slack, but he's told me at the same time that everything you get here is earned, and you have to keep on playing honest and play the right way.
Talk about how your career has evolved. You're one of those, I don't want to say a handful of players. It seems like guys do it a little bit more nowadays, but not quite mainstream. You'll play a combination of both collegiate hockey and junior hockey. Talk about how those two things played into your development as a hockey player.
I thought it was a great experience for me going to college and dealing with that. And then after I got drafted, and we kind of talked with Ottawa, and the biggest difference is out in junior you play 70, 80 games a year. In college you only get to play 35, 40. So it's kind of, both have their advantages. But for me as a player, I thought that I just needed to play more games and play more hockey.
First-round draft pick in the Ottawa Senators draft a couple of years back. Talk about, I don't know if there was pressure last year, again, going back to where you were playing on a fourth line, but what were your expectations coming in here? Obviously, you would have liked to have seen more production, but the pro game wasn't something that really brought that out in you right away. Was that some self-imposed pressures as well, trying to make a splash?
I think everybody plays with a bit of pressure on themselves. Everybody wants to produce. It's really, it's their job to produce out there. And last year it really didn't go the way I wanted it to, and there's nothing you can do about it now except I just went home, and now I'm trying to put my best foot forward and work hard and be productive out there.
Well, you've turned the page, and hopefully the Binghamton Senators turning pages as far as being a playoff team this year. 5 straight seasons without having made the postseason. Obviously, you've been around for just one of those, but talk about the makeup of this team here early on. The team now having played just over a dozen games, and with that, just above the 500 mark. But I really like, when I saw this team on paper during the summer, really like them, and I like what I've seen so far on most nights.
I think we really got a good group of guys here. We're really starting to gel together as a team, and I think that the biggest thing for us is just to go out there and play a complete game, 60 minutes, and If we go out there, we play our game, I think we got a really good chance of winning every night.
Talk a little bit about last weekend. Obviously, 2 big wins after a tough loss in Montreal against the Hamilton Bulldogs. You knock off Adirondack 7-3, beat Syracuse on Sunday 5-0, in which we mentioned you had a couple of goals in that victory over the Crunch. Then come out Wednesday, you had a 3-2 lead after one period, but I think everybody across the board knew that you were probably fortunate to do so. What's the key going from game to game, trying to keep that momentum moving forward? You're never going to go 80-0, but still, you'd like to have, I think, a little bit more consistency.
Yeah, you're not going to win every game in the year. There's a lot of good teams in this league. But the biggest thing is just, never really get too high or get too low and just kind of, go out there with the same effort every night.
All right, Jim, we do thank you for your time, and good luck the rest of the way this season.
Thank you.
Jim O'Brien, my intermission guest here on Time Warner Cable Sports. We'll take a time out, and we'll come back with more of Sens Marlies here on a Saturday night on Time Warner Cable.